Emma Hartford stood in front of the windows at the Cole Financial Group headquarters. She looked out at the Manhattan skyline. It was really pretty in the evening light. When she looked at her reflection, she saw a woman who was 30 years old. She had features and looked elegant. Her brownish-red hair was pulled back in a twist. Emma Hartford had worked hard to get this view and be successful. She did it with the man she loved. Every math problem, every way they figured out if something was a risk made the Cole Financial Group the best investment company in New York. Emma Hartford was really good
at math.
That is why the company did so well. The Cole Financial Group was a deal because of her. Brandon Cole spoke up from behind her. His voice was really smooth. Emma turned around to smile at her husband. They had been married for 5 years. He looked great, like someone you could trust away. He had a lot of charm and a nice smile with teeth. He always wore suits that fit him perfectly. Tonight his eyes looked different. His ice blue eyes seemed far away. Emma looked at Brandon Cole, wondered what was wrong with him. Brandon Cole was usually a person, but tonight he seemed strange. Emma said she was looking over the Wellington portfolio projections. She pointed to all the papers on her desk. The Wellington portfolio projections have good numbers. The new way we predict things made the Wellington portfolio returns go up by 42% this quarter. Brandon said our model again. He sounded really weird. He just said right after that. Emma saw that he said something in a way, but she did not think about it too much. Emma and her partner had always worked together as a team. Emma made the plans for money, the math that made a lot of money, billions of dollars. Her partner took care of the people they worked with. He gave the presentations. He was the face of their company that people saw. This way of working had always worked for Emma and her partner, or at least Emma thought it did. The first crack appeared 3 weeks later. Emma had spent the morning feeling sick to her stomach, feeling that would not go away, and it finally sent her to see her doctor. When Dr. Patricia Morgan said those life-changing words to Emma, the world of Emma turned upside down. You're pregnant, Emma. About 6 weeks along. Congratulations. Emma sat in her car outside the building for 20 minutes. Her hands were shaking on the steering wheel. She was going to have a baby. Emma and Brandon had talked about having kids. It was something they thought would happen later on. They wanted to wait until the company was doing better. Now that Emma had the test results, she felt really happy. Wanted to protect the baby? The baby was making her feel all these emotions. Emma felt a lot of love for the baby already. She planned to talk to Brandon that evening when they had dinner at Marcello's. Marcello's is their place to eat Italian food. She put on the dress that Brandon really likes. She was very excited. It was hard for her to calm down. When Brandon got to Marcello's, Brandon was not by himself. Emma, you must remember Natalie Pierce from the analyst team. Brandon? He pointed to the woman with blonde hair who was standing next to him. Natalie Pierce was a woman probably around 26 years old. She had eyes that seemed to be thinking all the time. Natalie Pierce also had a smile. It did not really go all the way to her eyes. Of course, Emma said carefully, her surprise masked by years of professional composure. Natalie, this is unexpected. Brandon asked me to join you, Natalie purred, sliding into the booth beside him with practiced ease. We've been working so closely on the Harrington merger. He thought it would be good to discuss strategy outside the office. The announcement Emma had planned died in her throat. She sat through 2 hours of watching Natalie touch Brandon's arm, laugh at his jokes, and present ideas that Emma recognized as derivatives of her own work. Brandon seemed energized by Natalie's attention in a way that made Emma's stomach clench with something darker than morning sickness. Over the following weeks, the pattern intensified. Natalie became Brandon's constant shadow. She was promoted to senior analyst, given an office on the executive floor, included in meetings where Emma was suddenly deemed unnecessary. When Emma questioned it, Brandon's responses were dismissive. You're being paranoid, Emma. Natalie is ambitious and